Have you ever met someone incredibly intelligent? Someone with degrees, success, confidence, someone who sounds brilliant, but somehow they keep making the same foolish mistakes. Or worse, they refuse to admit they are wrong even when the evidence is right in front of them. It raises a strange question. Why do some of the smartest people become the hardest people to teach? Why do brilliant minds sometimes stop growing? Today, we are uncovering a psychological trap so dangerous, it quietly destroys relationships, blocks wisdom, and blinds people to reality. And the terrifying part. Almost nobody realizes they are trapped inside it, including highly intelligent people. More than 2,400 years ago, one philosopher discovered the solution. A man who walked through the streets of ancient Athens, asking uncomfortable questions. His name was Socrates, and his warning about intellectual arrogance might completely change how you think about intelligence itself. Because what if the biggest thing stopping smart people from becoming wiser is the belief that they are already smart? Think about modern life. From childhood, many of us are rewarded for being right. Good grades, praise, promotions, recognition. People admire confidence. Society celebrates certainty. And slowly, without realizing it, something dangerous begins to happen. Your identity becomes attached to being intelligent, to being correct, to knowing the answers. At first, this feels empowering, but over time, it becomes a prison. Because the moment intelligence becomes your identity, being wrong feels like a threat. Admitting uncertainty feels painful, and curiosity quietly begins to disappear. Psychologists today call this confirmation bias, the tendency to search only for information that supports what we already believe. In other words, the smarter someone becomes, the easier it can be to defend old beliefs, instead of questioning them. And here is where things become dangerous. Highly intelligent people are often better at winning arguments, but not necessarily better at finding truth, because intelligence can become a weapon, used to protect the ego, instead of challenge it. But thousands of years ago, Socrates noticed this exact problem, and what he discovered shocked him. One day, the Oracle of Delphi made an unbelievable claim. She declared that Socrates was the wisest man in Athens. But Socrates was confused. He believed he knew very little. So instead of accepting the praise, he decided to investigate. He went searching for the smartest people in Athens, politicians, poets, experts, men famous for their intelligence. And he began asking questions, simple questions. At first, these men sounded confident, even brilliant. But something strange happened. The deeper Socrates questioned them, the more their certainty began to collapse. The politicians spoke confidently about justice, yet could not clearly explain what justice truly meant. The poets created beautiful ideas, yet struggled to understand their own wisdom. The craftsmen were experts in one skill, but mistakenly believed expertise in one area made them experts in everything. And suddenly, Socrates realized something terrifying. The greatest ignorance is believing you are not ignorant. These men were not foolish because they lacked intelligence. They were foolish because they stopped questioning themselves. Their confidence had blinded them, and that blindness was invisible. Then Socrates understood why the oracle called him wise, not because he knew everything, but because he understood how little he actually knew. Imagine how powerful that idea is. The wisest man in Athens did not claim certainty. He embraced uncertainty. He remained curious, open, willing to question everything, even himself. Now compare that to today. Social media rewards confidence, not wisdom. People speak loudly, defend opinions aggressively, and pretend expertise after watching one video. But sounding certain does not make someone wise, and being intelligent does not protect anyone from ignorance. Sometimes, it makes ignorance harder to see. Here is the uncomfortable question. When was the last time you genuinely questioned your own beliefs? Not defended them, questioned them. Because real intelligence is not knowing everything. Real intelligence is staying teachable. The moment you believe you have mastered life, growth stops. The moment you stop asking questions, wisdom begins to disappear. Socrates once said, "The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing." And maybe that idea matters more today than ever before, because in a world filled with loud opinions, the rarest thing is not intelligence, it is humility. And maybe true wisdom begins the moment your ego finally says, "I could be wrong." If this changed the way you think, subscribe for more deep philosophy and psychology.